When an unplanned trip to Gotham City brings with it monstrous results, it will be up to the united Superman and Batman families to stop the threat before it spreads. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Superman Unlimited issue number 4 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, we're in Gotham City. A group of masked thieves are attempting to break into a building in the dead of night. Ah yes, must be a night that ends in Y in Gotham, am I right? Their crime spree ends up getting interrupted by the coming of a man-bat, and it's right around here you realize that this issue's got jokes and got him for days. At first, the crooks are terrified, thinking to themselves, oh no, it's Batman. Then when they realize it's just Man-Bat, they shoot him and go back to robbing the place. Yep, that is the sort of tone this story is going for, and they set it up nice and early. Now, down on the street below, we are reintroduced to Jimmy Olsen, who we see has come all the way to Gotham to pick up Tina, the Daily Planet's brand new super science tech advisor who has just flown on in from Gorilla City. Jimmy says that he's happy to be working with her at the Gotham desk, especially now when so many people are rooting for the paper to fail. So much to the point that some evil ne'er-do-well has gone out of their way to steal all the E's off the Daily Planet sign multiple times over. That caper will have to wait though, as their car ends up getting hit by a falling man-bat. They're not dead yet, but they will be unless Jimmy and Tina help. Jimmy is also sure to activate his best pal Signal Watch, allowing Superman to zero on in their position. However, on the way though, the Man of Steel gets distracted by a falling heiress, and not just any heiress either. It's Veronica Vreeland, yeah, from Superman the Animated Series. At first I didn't recognize her because her hair was different. Also, I thought this was her first in-canon appearance, but it turns out she's actually been in mainline DC since 2018 as part of those weird beach collections that they did. Now, normally saving a falling pedestrian is pretty easy work for Superman, but because Veronica is super trendy, all of her jewelry and makeup are, you guessed it, laced with deadly kryptonite, meaning that Superman has to get very creative when it comes to saving her life. Veronica is happy with not being street pizza, so much to the point she gives Superman a nice little peck on the cheek with kryptonite lipstick, something that everyone will soon live to regret. Now, Jimmy may not be from Gotham City, but he's smart enough to know if you got a hurt person, then there's no better place to be than Leslie Tompkins' clinic. And while yes, Leslie Tompkins looks different here than she has in her last several appearances, because for some reason DC artists just cannot agree on how to properly draw this lady, and yes, I will continue to harp on this until the end of time. Once again, the jokes fly fast and furious too. Leslie isn't surprised at all to see Man-Bat in her clinic, but is taken aback by a talking super intelligent gorilla, one who also has her own PhD. It's also in this issue we learned that Bruce cares so much about Leslie as a friend and a surrogate mother figure, he actually has her clinic monitored 24/7. Meaning that once Damian Wayne Robin sees what's going on, he decides to pull up on his, get this, Robin four-wheeler. I do not know why this image is so adorable to me, but it is absolutely adorable. I'm grinning from ear to ear. Eventually, all the heroes descend on the clinic, and Superman does his best to try and help them keep Man-Bat down before he can properly be sedated. It's during this scuffle Superman ends up getting bitten. Normally, this kind of thing would be impossible, but with all the new kryptonite running around, Superman's skin isn't as bulletproof as it once was. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why is Kirk Langstrom out there rampaging again? I thought he was a good guy. Well, as Damian goes out of his way to explain, this isn't Kirk Langstrom. He's about 3 inches too short. This is one of Langstrom's old lab assistants. This guy went rogue and started experimenting on himself with a brand new version of the Man-Bat formula, a particularly volatile one that can, get this, actually transfer the Man-Bat infection between hosts. Meaning that with poor Superman bitten, he officially transforms into Superman-Bat. Get it? I truly have to wonder, did Dan Slott start with the name and work backwards, or did he come to this story completely organically? Now, obviously, a full-grown Man-Bat is hard to wrangle at the best of times. Now throw in the power of Superman and you got yourself a recipe for real trouble. Tina acts fast, grabbing Jimmy's Signal Watch and giving it a Gorilla City upgrade. Now, whenever he's in Gotham City, Jimmy can actually ring the Bat family for assistance, which is exactly what he does. At first, Oracle is pretty damn shocked that someone someone can get inside her system, but once she realizes what the threat is, she decides to dispatch the birds of prey to help with the situation. And for a minute there, the birds are actually doing pretty damn good. Unfortunately, poor Black Canary ends up getting bit in the fight and transforming herself. Weirdly still, Superman Bat doesn't seem to be interested in any of the heroes, and for some reason keeps going for Jimmy over and over again at every opportunity. This also begs the question, if the birds of prey are here, where is Bruce right now? Well, the answer might surprise you. You see, he's in El Caldero, using his considerable fortune to buy up as much green kryptonite at auction as humanly possible to keep it off the black market and out of the hands of criminals. Bruce even has a fun little scene with Ron Troop from the Daily Planet, who asks him if this purchase has anything to do with his relationship with the Justice League, only for Bruce to go, "Nah man, have you seen the price of kryptonite? It's a great investment." Now eventually, after getting chased through the entire city, Jimmy slowly but surely starts to clue into what exactly is going on in this situation. He asks Damian to gun his four-wheeler to the city limits, as he thinks he may finally have a plan to bring this madness to an end. And indeed, the second Damian crosses over the county lines, Jimmy's signal watch turns back into a Superman signal watch. Jimmy fires it up, and the supersonic sound proves to be just enough to cripple Man-Bat then and there. You see, Clark was actually still in that raving monster, at least enough to try and warn Jimmy what to do. He wasn't trying to hurt him, and the only reason he bit Black Canary was to try and get across the idea that sound was the key. Again, bats have acute hearing, Superman has some of the finest hearing in the universe, all you gotta do is turn up the sound. And the rest was basically child's play. The day was saved, Superman and Black Canary got returned to normal, and Jimmy even got to write an article where he was the hero. Even Tina got one hell of a crash course in what it's gonna be like working with the Daily Planet. So yeah, the day was saved, and as the comic comes to a close, Batman and Superman compare notes at an auxiliary Batcave where Bruce has been going out of his way to keep all the kryptonite he's bought in a lead-lined room, though unfortunately even for someone as rich as Bruce, even he can't buy it all. Last night was also one hell of an eye-opener for poor Superman. It seems that kryptonite is coming at him from every direction now, even ways he never thought possible before, meaning that the Man of Steel is going to need to work twice as hard to deal with this whole El Caldero issue. And oh yeah, as far as the stolen E's, turns out that was Damian. No, he doesn't need a reason, he's just being boyish and mischievous. And so that was Superman Unlimited issue number 4, everybody. And oh man, before I dug into this issue, if you told me that this was going to be a 100% wholesome comedy romp, I probably wouldn't have believed you. We got a lot of Superman books on the shelf right now, so I appreciate Dan Slott just playing with the genre and doing something completely different. It's a Superman book, but as this in the previous issue has shown us, not every story has to be 100% about Superman all the time. After all, he's got a great supporting cast of characters, so sure, why not let Jimmy have the spotlight for a little bit, and hey, why not introduce us to Tina, a brand new character that Slott clearly has big plans for. I like the idea that the Unlimited in Superman Unlimited means that this book can really go anywhere and do anything. It's also just like a really solid one-and-done story with a beginning, middle, and end, something I feel like we don't really get anymore in modern comics because everyone is writing for the trade. I'm not gonna say this one blew my mind or was a must-read or something, but it was incredibly charming, probably the most charming single issue I've read in a long time, which is why I think I would feel comfortable giving this one a very positive 8 out of 10. Good stuff. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest, that's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.